Cool. So you want to get into Rob?
Yes. Let's get into Rob's mirror moments. Okay, before we get into his official mirror moments, a few minutes ago I was mentioning to Ms. Wendy about this album, and I wanted to give the correct name and put a link in the chat for everybody, because Hugo obviously is a mirror moment to Lost, because Hugo Reyes and the movie Hugo features this movie, and it really doesn't give anything away about the story. So, Le Voyage dans la Lune, which is also French, Ms. Wendy. More French for this podcast. Is the name of the movie, and the album by Air was actually given to me by Rob, Lost Heart to Kate, as a present, and it's a wonderful, wonderful CD/DVD, a really beautiful soundtrack, and then it has a DVD of the movie, not the movie Hugo, but the movie that's featured within the movie Hugo. So it doesn't really give anything away about the plot of the movie Hugo. So if you guys want to check it out, especially if you have seen Hugo, this is a nice little memento to have, because one of the main characters in the movie Hugo is Georges Méliès, and this movie, Trip to the Moon, was released in 1902, and it's 16 minutes long. So it's a mirror moment, again. So there you go. I posted that in the chat. You guys can check that out on Amazon. So thank you very much, Rob. He's got such excellent taste in music, and he's always recommending wonderful CDs to me, and mentions a lot of them in the podcast as well. So speaking of lighthouses, we were just talking about a few, and Rob is going to be talking a little bit about that in his mirror moments. But before we get to that, here's what he has to say. In the past couple of days, a Genesis song has featured prominently in my life. The title of the song is Dodo/Lurker, and includes the following MiMo lyric line: big noise, black smoke. And the now extinct dodo was an endemic species of an island. And Rob's next mirror moment for tonight is a puzzle. And, you know, Lost is often referred to as a puzzle, you know, all the intricateness of the show and how things fit together. So Rob hopes that those present in the chat will play along with and attempt to solve the MiMo's. Are you going to be posting them in the chat, Rob, or do you need me to post them?
Oh,
see what he says.
So it's like riddles, like a little puzzle.
Yeah, he was on a MiMo streak this week, coming up with all these intricately woven mirror moments. So, Rob, are you going to post the links up? Me. Okay, cool. I'm posting up the links. Okay, so hold on. Yes?
Can Miss Wendy and I play too?
Yeah, that's what he's saying. You're in the chat, aren't you?
Okay. Well, we're on the call, so I just want to make sure it's qualified.
He just meant anybody in the chat who can see the links. So here's one. Give me a second here. Okay. There's one. And I'm going to send you another one. And then I'll read the rest of what he says about it. So everybody in the chat, take a look at those two links. And here's what Rob has to say. If nobody has correctly guessed them before, the answers will be revealed following Rob's final mirror moment. So it gives you guys a chance.
The second one's upside down.
I know. You'll have to ask Rob about that. I don't know why it's upside down.
Maybe that's part of the riddle.
Maybe that's part of the reason. I don't know. I don't know.
Because I got it. Because Flash Sideways is kind of an upside down world.
Possibly. Rob's in the chat, so he can tell you whether it's right or not.
I don't think that's right, but I have.
Okay. See, he says it's meant to be upside down.
Oh, so maybe I am right. Am I right? Is it because Flash Sideways is upside down world? I don't know. You have a guess, Miss Wendy?
It won't let me.
Okay.
You won't let me do it.
I guess we'll have to look at it while you finish reading his mirror moment.
Okay. Let's see. He says nope was right.
Okay, I figured it's right.
Okay, so here's what he says. The answers will be revealed following Rob's final mirror moment. And speaking of puzzles, Rob's MiMo's, between his first MiMo for Sundown and his first MiMo for Lighthouse, are all intricately connected like pieces of a jigsaw puzzle. But for now, we have to go back to the episodes covered on the last edition of Lost Mirror Moments podcast. So on that podcast was Sundown, and in this episode, Miles says to Kate, "Welcome back to the circus." And this line links into a song which is called Cinderella's Search. Now, I know we've had some problems in the past playing songs during the actual podcast, so I will post the link in the podcast in the chat, but I'm also going to add it into the recording because it tends to break up a lot if I do it in TalkShoe. So here's the link for that, and here's what Rob has to say about it. Cinderella's Search is the B-side to a song entitled Assassing, and Assassing is a track upon the studio album entitled Fugazi, which itself includes on its cover artwork both a flash sideways and either a flashback or a flash forward mirror moment, and that's what I posted in the chat. Another track on Fugazi is entitled Jigsaw, which, as Rob mentioned before, is what he's likened several of his MiMos for tonight to. Cinderella's Search also includes the following MiMo lyric lines: "Through the looking glass and the proof of my own reflection." And the lyric line, "The proof of my own reflection," links into another Marillion song entitled The Answering Machine, as that song includes the lyric line, "In the bulletproof mirror." The Answering Machine also includes the following MiMo lyric line, "A heartbreak of a statue." And the song's aforementioned lyric line, "In the bulletproof mirrors," and its lyric line, "In the parks and the old town," link into another Marillion song entitled Warm Wet Circles, as that song includes the lyric line, "Like a bullet hole in Central Park." Warm Wet Circles also includes the following MiMo lyric line, "She nervously undressed in the dancing beams of the Fidra Lighthouse," and this lyric line links into Rob's MiMo for the episode Lighthouse. So, speaking of lighthouses, in Lighthouse, the second frontman of Marillion, who we've been talking about, Fish, who himself released a MiMo solo album entitled Vigil in a Wilderness of Mirrors, like Desmond, is Scottish and was born and bred close to that character's hometown of Glasgow. And there is a building in that Caledonian city named the Lighthouse. So let me post up the link that Rob sent to me.
That's cool.
I'll put it in the chat. There you go. Okay, so Rob says his personal flashback lighthouse mirror moment. As a small child, Rob spent many a happy moment at the quaint seaside town of Cromer in Norfolk. And we're talking about Norfolk in England, not Norfolk in America. And we have a couple of videos that he's also sent me, so let me put those in the chat. Let's see, there's one, and let me get the other one. Here's the second one. Okay, so there's the two for that. And Rob's flash forward lighthouse mirror moments. In the near future, Rob plans to spend some time at the quiet seaside town of Southwold in Suffolk with his best friend Michelle, that would be me, who in the past few years has been the light that has guided me through some dark times. So that is really, really sweet, Rob. I know. Let me post. Nice. I know. So here's another link that he sent me. Okay, let's see. Here we go. And, well, Rob, if any of your links don't work, you're going to have to repost them because I only have what you sent me. Rob in the chat saying that one of the links doesn't work. But if any of the links that I'm posting in the chat don't work, hopefully we'll get them corrected and posted up on the extra section. Now let me just check something here because the Lighthouse People, that's so interesting. Ms. Wright earlier was talking about the lighthousepeople.com, and one of Rob's mirror moments has a website called lighthousefriends.com. So it's almost like a mirror moment of a mirror moment. So here's what he says about that. Rob's Sideways Lighthouse Mirror Moment. The movie Sideways was shot at locations in Santa Barbara County. So I'm going to, and this is Santa Barbara County, California. So there's the link for that. I think it's interesting how those website addresses are very similar to each other. And then Rob goes on to say, yesterday, be it by coincidence or by fate, Rob bought a music-related magazine that included on its accompanying cover-mounted CD a song entitled Lighthouse. And Rob has some outtakes, MiMo's that wouldn't fit into his jigsaw puzzle concept. Marillion released a live album entitled Mirrors, which includes the MiMo song titles A Few Words for the Dead and When I Meet God. And the latter of those two songs includes the following MiMo lyric lines. A perfect mirror floating in space, waves and numbers, and watch so many lost. And from Dr. Linus, in this episode, Alana asks Miles to verify the nature of Jacob's death from his remains. And the trophy awarded to the winning team of a major sporting event between Australia and Rob's home country of England is a small urn of ashes. And Alana initially believes that Ben's murder of Jacob is just not cricket. And then in Recon, in this episode, there was a clip from the show Little House on the Prairie. In this clip, the character played by Michael Landon says, and knowing that people aren't really gone when they die. And shortly following Michael Landon's departure from Little House on the Prairie, Michael then went on to star in a show named Highway to Heaven, in which he had not gone following his death. So he was an angel in Highway to Heaven. So it was actually, I think, quite comforting to a lot of people when that show was out, because a lot of people felt like he was an angel coming back in real life as well, and that was a really beautiful thing that he was in that show. It was really hard, to have that happen to him at such a young age. Yeah. And then Rob says, in one of the lost episodes covered in the previous episode of the podcast, the lighthouse mirror is smashed by Jack. And in Recon, a mirror is smashed by Sawyer. And finally, in Recon, Sawyer said, son of a bitch, to two hot things beginning with the letter K, Kettle and Kate. So, Rob, what was the answers to your puzzle? Because I think if I read them, I didn't realize they were the answers. I've got all of his mirror moments. He's got a bonus one that he sent me, but I don't think that's the answer one. So let's see what Rob says about that. Hello, Rob. You're going to tell us which was the answer? Did I just read past it and I didn't realize that was the answer? Rob. Hello, is anybody home? The long word in the track word is flashback. So that's the puzzle.
Oh, cool. Well, we'll try to put that off so people can try to work on it while they listen.
Yeah. I was telling everybody, Ms. Wright, that you had that website that you put up, which was lighthousepeople.com, and one of the websites that Rob sent was lighthousefriends.com, so I thought that was funny because the two websites were mirror moments of each other because they're almost the same, you know?
Yeah, it is funny.
Yeah, so anyway, wow, Rob, that was all. Rob's saying an upside-down answer is the word reflect.
Oh.
So that's why it's upside down, because it reflects, just like Lost Mirror Moments.
That's funny. And he's got to give us more of a challenge, because that's what we like, this philosophy.
That's right. Yeah, it's just like that picture he's done with the Lost Mirror Moments logo, where he's got the water reflecting. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, in our logo, even just here, you know, the lost is upside down. So that's very clever, Rob. And Rob's saying, and another answer involves Chopin.
Oh, cool.
So I guess just a lot of complexities to his mirror moments. He spends a lot of time on his mirror moments to begin with, but on these, he was just on a roll. He just kept finding one after another, and he did a really, really good job on that.
Cool. Plus, I see the number 4, the number 8, the number 23.
Yeah.
On there.
Yeah.
Sure. 16, maybe. I don't know. Yeah.
Rob had an extra mirror moment that he emailed me a few minutes ago, and he's saying, on a post, a Facebook friend of his was selling a mirror a couple of days ago, and she made the following comment: "If not in inbox, check others."
Oh. That's funny.
That's really funny. So that was really good, Rob. Thank you so much.
Yeah, good job.
And are those going to be on the site? Because for whatever reason, TalkShoe isn't letting me.
Yes.
Click on any links for whatever reason.
I can't let this go by. Rob's giving us more information. He's reminding us that Faraday plays Chopin, and so that's why one of his answers in the puzzle involves Chopin, which of course is music from Lost.
Oh.
So wow, Rob, that's just that definitely is a puzzle. And you know, Lost really was a puzzle. You know, they had a lot of stuff going on to really stump people. You know, so Rob likes to figure things out, and he also likes to make puzzles too. So yeah.
Oh,
pretty amazing, Rob. Oh, I talked too fast? I guess I read his mirror moments too fast. I don't know. Anyway, so thank you so much, Rob, for all of those mirror moments.
Oh, yeah. Hey, real quick, Tina says in the chat, doesn't David in season 6 play Chopin on the piano?
Yeah, you know, I think it's the same piece of music. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
And hi, Tina. I think she just got here.
Hi, Tina. Hi.
Cool beans.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people in the chat tonight. That's really great. Let's see.
Yeah.
You made him type the answers too fast. Well, we're fast on the podcast, Rob. If you want them to go slower, you have to call in and read them yourself.
It sounds like the call was expensive the other week.
I don't know if it was or not. I think he was mostly teasing about that. He doesn't have his phone bill yet.
Okay, good. I was like, oh my gosh, please tell me that's not right.
Yeah, I think he might have been joking about that because he doesn't actually have his phone bill yet from that. But
okay, good.
When he has a delay in his chat too, so that's not helping.